So how do you think Coach K is handling the last 48 hours, 72 hours?
Well, I think he's probably just trying to figure out exactly what he's going to do here. He's been running teams and assembling teams since he was 12 years old in Chicago. So for 63 years later, to not have a team to try to fix, to try to piece together, to recover from, to lead, yeah, I think he's probably a little lost, for one. I don't know how he felt about last night's result. It would seem to me that if UNC wins, well, at least we lost to the championship team. But losing, well, now they felt the pain that we had to feel twice, once in Cameron and, of course, in New Orleans. And maybe you would want that for your chief rival. I don't know. It's an interesting thing. I think on Truth Serum, I'd like to hear his answer to that question. But I think the overriding thing is just not having a team anymore to lead is probably a really foreign thing he's got to deal with right now, really for the rest of his life.
I asked Jay Billis in the first hour if there was any chance at all that the speculation it's totally unfounded. There doesn't seem to be any smoke or fire at all. It's just a bunch of people thinking that the way it all finished up, that he loses to Carolina and Cameron for his final home game on campus, and then he loses to Carolina in the first ever meeting between the storied programs in the Final Four, that he just wouldn't be able to walk away from it. You're laughing. And Billis said, no way. And then he took a broadside at saying that if he ever did it, he should do it at a time most important to Tom Brady, because Brady unretired during the Selection Sunday bracket show that he was on ESPN. So that was an interesting answer from Jay. What do you think? You already laughed. You already laughed about it, right?
Well, I'm actually surprised, Rich, the amount of people who've asked me that question since the loss Saturday night. I was in the Superdome before heading over here to Augusta National. And at age 75, you just can't come back from that. And I have to say this, I sat right across from Hubert Davis in that game, and he was so intensely engaged in every single possession, and the refs kept warning him to back it down. And I mean, he did not take one possession off. And I remember covering him with the Knicks, and he was not really that kind of persona. And so I was a little surprised at that. And then I looked across the floor at Coach K, who was really sitting on his stool for most of that game. And I have to say, being honest, that their age difference, that was in my mind. And so there is no way. I don't think the school could really even let him come back after the farewell tour. It's like, there's just no way that could even be a possibility. Even if he wanted to, I believe the school would say absolutely not. You know, we can't just erase what we just went through for a year. No, I don't think that would be allowed, frankly.
It's his court, Ian. His name's on the court. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. But, I mean, listen, he had to constantly field questions about the pre-announcement, announcing the announcement in advance, and a lot of people were critical of that. They go through this for a year. I just don't think the university could run that back. I think there's just no way. Tom Brady coming back, I would have been shocked if he didn't come back, based on one past conversation I had with him for one. But just he was one of the best players in the NFL at age 44, so why wouldn't you come back? But yeah, not after a victory tour. You can't. There's just no coming back from that. So I never thought there was any possibility of that happening.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.